Good day, this is Nigerians in South Africa, .co.za. Today we are looking at the activities of Nigerian pastors, the image of Nigeria in South Africa. With me in the studio is Bishop Ranti Famodun, President Nigerians in South Africa, Nigerian Pastors Association, South Africa, NPASA. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's a pleasure to have you, and what we are about to discuss is a long overdue topic. Number one, many people claim, why do Nigerian pastors come to South Africa in droves? Why can't they do the work of God in their country?
Actually, it's prophetic. It has long been overdue. They didn't say it behind me. Some of the prophecies. In 1984-85, there was a revival that was going on in my own assembly. That was Christ Apostolic Church. And there is a man of God that God was using there. There were prophecies that God is going to take Nigerian ministers out to the world as part of the end time mandate of God. Now, there was a group I belonged to, early 90s, 89, early 90s. That was called, we called Miracle Brethren. We're all men. Prophecies were coming out that God is going to send some of us out to nations, even when some of us did not look as if we're going anywhere, rather than being in Nigeria. So there's something that the devil does not like, and that's when prophecies come out. He wouldn't want that prophetic word to come to pass, and that's why we're seeing all these attacks coming, even the falsehood coming into it, the corrupt ones coming into it. And I want to sound this note out to people that there is nothing that is so original that will never see counterfeit being made. And that's why we are seeing, we have people, even in the days of the Bible, Jesus said there are people that are not in our camp, they are outside. So sometimes there are people that look like as if Bible says having the form of godliness but deny the power thereof. They are outside, and there is little or nothing kind of effect you can have upon them rather than those who are here. The only thing we can do is to tell that we have this association, we have this group of professionals, maybe the medical doctors, maybe lawyers, maybe pastors of this descent from Nigeria, from anywhere. Let us belong. And the onus is now on you to decide whether you belong or not.
Let me take it further. Researchers have revealed that South Africans have accepted Nigerian pastors, and they've been well receptive. Now, if we take that one against the backdrop of the bad image of Nigerian pastors in South Africa, what would you describe as the major problems why the image of Nigerian pastors seem to be dented in South Africa?
Anyway, there are we tried to look into this thing in time past, and we saw that the early comers, some of them, I don't know, I don't have the statistics enough to say whether many or whatever, let's say few of them that had the opportunity of acceptance from South Africans did not manage the opportunity well. They were doing so much well, they thought that maybe it's the lackadaistic attitude, maybe it's the we're free now. They were so blessed. South Africans were coming to their churches. At least, if I don't know at all, I know of a church, which by now they are not as strong as then anymore. So we had some who are not into ministry at all, but came into the land. They saw ministry as an opportunity. I normally say something that there are some people, when they were coming from their country, Nigerians or whoever, national, when they entered into OR Tambo, and once they got there, they just, I used to crack the joke like that. Now, which profession, which job is doing well in South Africa? They said it's ministry, the work of the church. Say, okay, today I ordain myself a pastor. They were not even close to church before they left their country. And
in that line, what is Nigerian Pastors Association in South Africa doing? Either to checkmate, to curb, to control these excesses of some of these pastors.
Anyway, that's why we have conferences. We have conferences we hold. We invite both Nigerians and South Africans. We invite coloreds, we invite white. This year, Church Growth Conference we are inviting a white South African. Just the crossbreed, we want it to come here. We can invite anybody from any nation, as long as you are making good impact wherever you are coming from. So we are educating our members, those who are with us, and we as well use the media, kind of social media, to advertise it out beyond the borders of NPASA, of Nigerian Pastors Association, whatever platform we are using, to tell people that you are being invited for Church Growth Conference, you are being invited for International Ministers Empowerment Conference, that one we do in October. And there are some meetings that we hold as well. We have monthly meetings whereby we do business meeting, we do fellowship, we allow ministers, because we have seen that some ministers were half-baked. And being half-baked is a problem. It's even worse than not being baked at all. So it's better we don't assume. Assumption has been a problem. When you assume that someone knows something, it's a problem. So we don't assume that we all know. We want to just believe that we need to start from the rudiment. So we have workshops whereby we bring all our pastors together. We throw it out to all other people too. In fact, there are programs we do like Church Growth Conference. It's not only for Nigerians, for all ministers, leaders of churches. So let them come and hear the undiluted word of God, and so that they can carry it. South Africa as a nation has accepted us.
What I want to know is what are the excesses of some Nigerian pastors that, as Nigerian Pastors Association, South Africa and PASA, that the association has identified and wants and is working to stop. Clear cut, because it's like we don't want to live in denial as if no, we don't know these excesses. In what area are the excesses?
In trying to launch out a kind of a crusade against certain excesses, there are challenges we have met, and that they are individualistic. The individuals that they will say that, can they come to my church and stop me from whatever I'm doing? Which, you know.
So they claim absolute independence. I can do my ministry the way I want it. You didn't call me, you didn't ordain me, you didn't pay my ticket to come to South Africa.
Even if you are my spiritual father, what will you be saying?
Stay on your lane.
One of the things I've seen here is that people don't have who they report to.
No accountability.
No accountability. One of the things we have identified as problem is that there is no basic accountability from pastors to authority. And that's why one of the reasons NPASA is there. If you say a Nigerian pastor, we will check. Is he part of our, is it on our roster? Is he part of on our database? Then we'll look at that. Even when he's not there, we will try to go and see how we can give out our say, how we can say something, how we can influence the person positively. It now depends on the person to now say whether he will accept or not. Accountability is very low, even if it's not there at all. Then number two is that this issue, it touches on accountability too. This issue of ministry, you must have a spiritual head. So many people don't know even the spiritual parenting that we're talking about. They just see ministry as opportunity and started it, and they are just doing whatever they like, whatever. So spiritual parenting is lacking. That some of the ministers in South Africa see us as
there's a bit of unhealthy competition.
Yes, as being competitive with them. There's something I read online talking about Nigerians having the mentality of being superior to South Africa. I read it this morning.
Okay, let's quickly go to the issue of Pastor Tim Omotosho.
Wow.
Number one, what is the position of Nigerian Pastors Association on this matter? Where does NPASA stand?
We have surrendered everything to the law.
Okay.
But in terms of Reverend Tim Omotosho, basically after the whole ordeal came out, we have been able to foster a relationship with the family. And Reverend Tim Omotosho is a Nigerian. He's not a member, a registered member of Nigerian Pastors Association. Sure. He has invited us to one of his programs he did in Johannesburg, Standard Bank Arena before. I went there in a video. Yes. We were trying to let the relationship further proceed, but I don't know, his office or whatever were not able to. So, of which we just see him as a known name, and he's a Nigerian here. If we could have someone like him around us, it could be a very good thing. That was what we were looking until this issue, the allegation against him came up, because it's still in the law court, and we say that the law should take its good course. We don't want to delve into what we don't know, because some of these things they were alleging him of, we were not there, and we don't know whether it's true or false. So, but where we stand is we are being compatriot, kind of patriotic, patriotism. That's what we have. That this is a Nigerian affected, whether true or not, is a Nigerian, and what can we do to just make sure that we support the family at this time of being left alone and all those things. We've been to the wife, been to the family several times. Even our branch in Durban, they do go and visit and all those things. But even there was a time CANSAF, when Christian Association of Nigeria and South Africa went to visit him in Port Elizabeth at the correction.
And there's a strong accusation that Nigerian Pastors Association in South Africa were much more sympathetic with Reverend Tim Omotosho, but they overlook the victims of his alleged misconduct.
Nobody on earth that is sane will there's something from we are Nigerians are always good people. We cannot look at us in Nigeria. When foreigners come to us, the way we even handle foreigners, we handle them better than even our own fellow Nigerians. So when it comes to being outside as well, we cannot be too sympathetic on one man and not look at the other side. Nobody. There was a press conference we did then. We said Nigerian Pastors Association comprises of honest and credible ministers that will never come here to kind of use the opportunity we have to witch hunt.
Has there been any concrete step made to reach out to the victims of the alleged misconduct? Sincerely,
well,
has there been any concrete step?
Well, we have not been able. We have not been able.
Would you take any step after this?
Let's say the opportunity comes. There is no how that we have opportunity.
Because some people perceive you as say, no, these guys are only concerned about what happened to the Nigerian pastors. What of the victims of his misconduct? They are not even saying anything about it.
Let's liken it to this situation that happened in a church in Nigeria, in Lagos State, that the building collapsed. When we had the opportunity to write a letter to the Union building, we did, and they responded that year. In fact, they were surprised that we have to condone with them for the losses. That is so unfortunate that such has to happen. So if we have opportunity of having access to these so-called victims, we will use that. We'll harness that opportunity.
Okay, that is beautiful. And lastly, I want you to be as open as possible on this, and don't be overly humble. There's a clear fact that is very popular. Some people say, no, Nigerian pastors are thriving in South Africa because they are engrossed in certain areas. What are the areas that Nigerian pastors are specifically engrossed in? Maybe because of where they are coming from, because of their historical development, maybe because of their environment, that has caused them that they have excelled in South Africa and other parts of the world where they are doing the work of God.
Every structure you see that is a superstructure has a good and solid foundation. Our foundation has really helped. The gospel has really taken so much deep root in Nigeria for many decades. And it has really rubbed off on this present generation. And number two, when you look at it, there has been certain preparation towards this time. We didn't just get where we are now because we want to be here. Nigerian ministers all over the world, you check, Nigerians generally as a nation, everywhere, all over, it's not just ordinary. God has prepared us for many years for this purpose. So that's why you see Nigerians in this place.
Nigerians pray more than South Africa. Is it true? I'm telling you what people are saying.
Okay.
No, I want you to be as honest as possible. I don't want you to run away.
That's why I don't want to go into this.
These are things I hear. Oh, Nigerians pray more than. Is it true?
2003, there was a Limpopo man, a preacher. He said, "I want to go and learn how to pray. I want to go to." He said, "You Nigerians, you pray more." Of a fact, it's not as if people don't pray, but the dimension with which we pray, from where we come with our prayer, whatever, it's not so popular among South Africans.
Okay.
Even in Nigeria, when some prayer dimensions came up, people had to be borrowing it here and there. It became, and now it's so popular. But coming outside of our shores, it is strange to them. And all those things, but they can see manifestations afterwards. So the Nigerian prays more, even in the prophetic ministry. Nigerian ministers take forefront. Why? Most of our fathers in faith that God ever used in Nigerians were in prophetic and apostolic line, and they raised prophets and they raised men. Even those who are not really in the office of prophets, that are pastors, evangelists, they still operate little prophetic grace.
Quickly as we close, accusation against Nigerian pastors. They don't like to use South Africans as leaders. They are not transferring knowledge. They prefer to transfer knowledge to fellow Nigerians.
It's not true. That's not all the truth. That's not all the truth.
Okay, tell us.
That's not all the truth.
What is the challenge in raising South African pastors? Clearly, honestly.
All right, you know, one thing is this: being in their land is a challenge.
Okay.
You say you have come to my land to lord yourself over me, so we have to approach it with care, in terms of passing the knowledge across to the indigenous.
Why must we be careful in transferring knowledge?
No,
that is the core of leadership.
The knowledge transference is not the problem.
It's the reception, or the reception is the problem.
And the way the person receives what. We don't want misunderstanding. We don't want a kind of, maybe this person is trying to aggrandize himself over me or show off. No. So there is a way you package your message and transfer it. There are many Nigerian pastors here that have leaders. If you ask me to count them now, I can count 3.
Who have raised South Africans as pastors?
Who have their pastors in charge of some of their branches as South Africans.
Okay.
Yes.
I have not seen one.
Okay. You me to mention.
You can mention. I've not seen.
Chukso Zabo has a branch pastor in Pretoria.
Who is South African?
He is not a Nigerian.
Who is he South African?
He's a South African.
Okay. Okay.
For the wife and the husband.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Are you following what I'm saying?
Okay.
What's the name? Pastor Felix Oko has South Africans leading his praise team.
Okay.
And even South Africans on them. Couple of some ministers that when I was pastoring the other church I left, I had a Zimbabwean as my evangelist, thinking of a good succession, because we know that here we have God brought us to raise men in this environment, so we are mindful of that. You see, Nigerians are not people that hoard knowledge. We are even excited.
You are generous with knowledge.
Very, very highly generous.
Hallelujah.
So magnanimous. So we give it out. But how you give it out is the challenge. That's what, I'm not talking about not holding back.
Is there an issue of trust between Nigerian pastors, South African pastors, even Nigerian churches that are led or held by Nigerians and the congregation, in terms of, do they fully, have South Africans fully trust the Nigerian leadership in the gospel?
The propaganda on the media these days has really affected that trust. Maybe the trust was there to an extent before, but it has been checked now. That you see some people telling some people, don't go to that church. You know now. You saw what we saw on the TV the other time. Even when it's not fully proved that such thing
is the truth.
Is the fact or the truth.
So there's a problem with trust.
So there's a challenge.
Before you go, sir, on the platform of your own ministry, what has your ministry done directly to improve the lives of South Africans?
There are so many.
I will give you the opportunity to mention two.
There are so many of. I was just sharing with outside of this interview. I was sharing about empowering one of SADC. Not the persons are not South Africans anyway, but SADC.
Which country in SADC?
Zambia.
Okay.
So empowering that family, they are jobless. Gave them business.
Okay.
Full time. In fact, some people will say,
I believe you because you told me before we started the interview.
And also,
the second one.
And also, mental empowerment.
Okay.
Imagine someone, an adult, living on 800 rands per month. It's uncalled for. Telling you that there are some things in you that God has put in you that will make provisions for you in the physical. And we have seen examples of people that they've succeeded through that. There's one South African lady that just went and built a house with 45. Before, she was working in a place she was collecting 1.2.
Okay, beautiful.
But now she has a business.
Empowered by the ministry.
No, mental empowerment.
Okay, mental empowerment, mental liberation. That led to a breakthrough.
And led her to the breakthrough.
I'll tell you, that's very good.
So that's another dimension. It may not be, it's not everything that if you want to
it must not be material or financial.
Okay,
that is
whatever.
beautiful.
So there are areas and there are people that, well, in terms of welfare, we cater for on a monthly basis. We give foodstuffs and all the rest. Support them in rents. Support people in rents and all the rest. Then prayers. Oh my God, you can't quantify that. How
they say that they say if Nigerian pastors help people with prayer, they will not appreciate it because that is their strength. Nigerians are prayer people. So if you are praying for me, you say, no, Nigerians pray. Thank you very much, Bishop Ranti Famodun, President, Nigerian Pastors Association, South Africa. We'll still look forward to a more robust relationship with the association going forward. Thank you very much.